Hello, hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back to the L learning portion of Tell Joanne. I am your girl, Joanne. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed the 2+ week of Elvis that we had going on. So now within the next 2.5 weeks, we are going to do something a little different. We are going to be diving down, deep down to the songs that I have reacted to and the songs that you guys have recommended and requested, okay? So you guys know how every time I listen to the song, I absolutely love the song. I love the artist. I'm always asking you guys, please let me know more. Let me know what this song is about. And I give my interpretation, but I never really know. So I am lucky enough to find this amazing YouTube channel. It's called Top 2000 A Go-Go. And they have interviews of the artists, or I guess people related to the song, talking about the song and talking about the meaning behind the song. So like I said before, the next 2.5 weeks, we are going to dive down the rabbit hole behind the scene of one of the songs that we have listened to before. So right before I do my tours, I do want to say that I am going to put a timestamp. I'm going to try to see if maybe this might be the intro for all of them. So I will put a timestamp if I do decide to use this intro. Now I can say, let's go and do our chair. So if you are part of the family, aka you're already subscribed, you know we have to do our chair. You already know that. But if you're new to the channel, this is when I say hello, hello, hello. Now put me on pause, get yourself a beverage of choice. Hit that subscribe button so that you can become part of this absolutely incredible community. And on the count of 3, we'll do our chair. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. Guys, I am so excited to go down the segment. Like, I have the artists lined up of all of these songs that I absolutely fell in love with, and I'm sitting there crying, that I'm sitting there saying I have to go down the rabbit hole. So to be able to hear the artists and tell us the stories behind their song is just an absolute lesson. So without further talking, first time reaction to Elvis, If I Can Dream, the meaning behind the song. All right, let's go, guys.
We're coming up. If you look to your right up here, you'll see the sign says Sun Studio. See that guitar? Sun Studio is where Elvis first recorded.
How many of you guys knew that?
Well, you may go to college.
Comment below.
You may have a peacock.
They say if music were the universe, Sun Studio is where the Big Bang took place.
Wow.
Howlin' Wolf, B.B. King, Little Milton, Roscoe Gordon, these were guys that Sam Phillips recorded first, before Elvis walked in.
Oh, guys, you're going to see this channel now.
So this is Beale Street. You know, back in the day, Memphis was very segregated. Main Street was where whites did their shopping. Beale Street was where blacks did their shopping. And for blacks coming up out of the Mississippi Delta, Beale Street was this fantastic place for, they could, shop, they could go to movies. It was bright lights, big city. As Rufus Thomas said one time, if you were white but could be black for one night on Beale Street, you'd never want to be white again. And Elvis absorbed the culture. He was buying clothes down off Beale Street, zoot suits and pink tuxedos and double-breasted suits, that looked cool. So this is the Lorraine Motel. This is where Martin Luther King was assassinated. A very important part. Now it's the National Civil Rights Museum.
Listen. Just tell you again, Elvis is about style. He don't care what your color of your skin is. If your style look good, that's the style that he likes. That's the style that he likes. I mean, it really takes a person, and a special person, to really go against societal norm and do what they believe in, right? Even in terms of dressing the way that they want to. Just because I just kind of think about right now, even kids, even people nowadays, right? Societal pressure is so big that it forces us to do certain things that we don't want to do. You know what I mean? It forces us to conform to some things that we don't want to. So to be able to be like, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to look. This is the type of music I want to, and to go against the grain to do that, it really does take a special person. All right, let me go back a little bit since I interrupted. All right, let's go.
Fascinated. A very important part. Now it's the National Civil Rights Museum, a very profound museum.
The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom was, at the time and still to this day, the biggest and largest civil rights demonstration in the history of the 20th century. And Dr. King talks about this dream that he had.
I have a dream
that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
So Dr. King comes to Memphis, Tennessee in the spring of 1968 on support of African-American sanitation workers, and he stays here at the Lorraine Motel. He was scheduled to go and eat dinner at a local Memphis minister's home that evening, and then one of his very last remarks was that his chauffeur told him that he needed to bring his top coat, and Dr. King was leaning on the balcony, and he looks directly across Mulberry Street, and he says, "Now, do you really think I'll need a coat?" And at that exact moment, the time was 6:01 p.m. Central Standard Time, and a shot rang out 205 feet across Mulberry Street. The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is a day that will live in infamy in the same manner of Pearl Harbor, President Kennedy's assassination, the terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001. And the United States was subject to severe looting in the days immediately after the assassination. On the night that it began, there were riots going on. 46 people died in the days leading after Dr. King's death. Over 2,500 were jailed, and over 3,000 were hospitalized.
Martin Luther King had just been assassinated,
and
Elvis
had say something. I don't even understand. Excuse me. I don't understand human nature sometimes. It's like you have something that happens like that, something so tragic that happened, and people's response is to loot. People's response is, I definitely understand in terms of being a rebel and being rebellious, the rebellious spirit. I definitely understand that. But you go and you rob and you loot and you hurt people. And you do that to people of your own community as well. You know what I mean? So these people that go and they are like, I'm going to go and I'm going to break down the doors of these businesses. But these are businesses in your own community that you're doing that to as well. Like there is, especially Martin Luther King, right? What he stood for, that was not what he stood for at all. So what's the point of going to of doing that? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little too passionate about this, but let me just continue to watch this. But I guess my whole point is that, like I definitely understand people protesting and people want to be able to express themselves, but going and just looting small companies, you know what I mean, or small business owners, they're trying to do something for themselves, and then going to hurt other innocent people. It just doesn't even make any sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. All right, let's go back.
1,000 were hospitalized.
Martin Luther King had just been assassinated, and Elvis had spent the better part of the 60s in the movies.
Kissing me quick.
Not doing great work, not really making great music. And the day that Elvis hears about Martin Luther King being shot, he's on another movie set singing some insipid song to a donkey or a parrot or on a beach somewhere, and it's just meaningless. And he's finally had it. And King's death was too big of an event to ignore. And so King's death is one of the reasons that prompted him to do the 68 comeback special, which included the song If I Can Dream.
There.
Oh
That's one of
man,
his
guys, let me
most
pause
iconic
for a
songs,
second.
from the late career.
I'm listening to this and I'm getting teary eyes. I gotta tell you guys, and I know I'm horrible at actually replying back to the comments, but I do read the comments. And I remember on my journey when I was getting to know Elvis and I first listened to the song, I didn't know what this song was about at all. I was just like, oh my God, how Elvis was singing the song. And I just felt it. And you guys, commented, and you guys really, really gave me some amazing education about the meaning behind the song. And I have to tell you guys, like I went back and I was listening to the song, and of course off camera, and I was listening to the song with all the newfound knowledge that you guys had given me. And when I tell you, I was just breaking down, like you guys don't even see on the camera, just because all of a sudden this song that had hit me in a way that I don't even know why it hit me. Now all of a sudden I had more meaning behind the song, and it just was just like, oh my goodness. So if you guys wonder why I do love Elvis so much, yes, not because he was a handsome guy or his voice or just his charisma and all those things, not just that, you know what I mean? It's because like certain things like that, when you find out the meaning behind a person, you find out their character, it just brings you to your appreciation for them to a whole different level. So I just wanted to just kind of add that, just so you guys can know, because I don't know when else I would ever be able to say that. But yeah, so yeah. All right, let me just go back a little bit. Oh man, I got that. I didn't know that I can get one eye tear. I thought it was only actors that do that on TV. You know how they be acting and it just be one eye that be crying and you're like, what the hell is going on? Hey, I just experienced it. All right, let me continue.
It's one of his most iconic songs, you know, from the late career, from the 70s. But if you need to put it in context, I think, some years before that, Sam Cooke had come out with "The Change Is Gonna Come." I mean, these were big anthem songs, and people were deeply concerned about civil rights.
I'm just stopping. So I didn't know who Sam Cooke was. I just recently listened to a video, one of his songs, a cover by someone else that was absolutely, absolutely amazing. So I am going to be bringing Sam Cooke to this channel. I'm going to go back one last time, and hopefully I won't interrupt again. Let me go back even more. All right, let's go. I'm hearing all these names, guys, as you guys are educating me, as I'm learning more and more. I'm just putting things together, you know? This is the L portion of Tell Joanne. Let's go.
From the late career, from the 70s. But if you need to put it in context, I think, some years before that, Sam Cooke had come out with "The Change Is Gonna Come." I mean, these were big anthem songs, and people were deeply concerned about civil rights and all that.
We're lost in a cloud.
And this song, "If I Can Dream," was sort of Elvis's chance to get back with the, you know, big anthem song, a big long anthem song. It was a message song.
That's trouble with.
If anything, Elvis really believed in the art that he was presenting, you know, and he wasn't just pretending to sing that song because he wanted to act like he was socially conscious. You know, I think he really did. You know, he grew up in the South. He knew what the conditions were in the South.
Out there in the dark.
That time, Elvis was one of the biggest stars in the world. So I think that with him being a part of the city of Memphis and this tragic event occurring in the city, he as an entertainer felt compelled to speak about his grief.
All I can dream right now.
And if you know, the lyrics are beautiful. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, that is almost Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
Yep.
Woo! This is gonna be a fun 2 weeks, y'all. This is gonna be great. I am so excited. I am so excited about this upcoming 2.5, maybe 3, maybe month that we're gonna have of us hearing the story behind the song. And you know what? I just had to start with Elvis. When I saw that Elvis's name was there and the song was there, I just had to start with it, right? So thank you guys so much for being here with me, for just being in this journey. I just truly appreciate you guys. And like I said, I am going to learn. I'm hoping that you guys learn something new too. But either way, let's just do this, all right?